London. So Steve and Rachel, I think they were already over for an event, so they stayed for a few days, and we filmed this. I think this was 2015, actually.
There
So,
he
oh
is.
my god, it was 5 years ago. Yeah, and in my mind, I'm like, yeah, that was about 18 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh
Everything seems
god,
like
time
that.
goes fast.
So quick, dude. Well, it's good. 2020 will be done, and we'll be laughing about this shortly, right?
Well, I think 2020 might drag on a little bit.
We're
I
not going to
don't feel
change
like
the year.
2020 is going to fly by.
We're
The
gonna all be
slowest year when we all
prisoners.
spent months in our house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
normally we all go on about how January dragged, but now it's going to be like March, April, May,
Oh.
June, July, August. Really dragged.
Dude, how
That
long
looks
can
fun.
they do this? You know, like, how long can they have us stuck in here?
Won't last long. We'll start. People are just going to start leaving.
Oh, do you know? I don't know, and it's just it. There's this massive contrast with people here, and it's like you've got half the people are just so scared and in fear and just watching the television, watching the news on the BBC, and they're just shit scared and they won't leave their house. They won't open the window to let a puff of fresh air in. And then on the other extreme, you've got people that are just out and about in complete denial and living as normal. And it's like, oh God, I wish you guys could just meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of. I don't know. It's not too different here. There's definitely people freaking out.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But you know, it's
I feel like
it's not like the human race to watch the television and live in fear of what the government and the news tells them, is it?
Yeah.
God forbid.
You got toilet paper, right? You have to get it. It was on the news.
Yeah, I don't have toilet paper. I live in the woods. See, I got a handful of leaves there ready to wipe my ass.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah, you couldn't have written that. Yeah, just go out in the morning. There you go. There's some textbook English weather for you in the middle of summer.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's
Beautiful.
been here the past couple days. Today's nice.
Yeah. So actually, you see that jump where I'm stood now?
Uh huh. Yeah.
That's like my winter training. So the whole landing is carpeted into ply boards with carpet, and you just see that narrow concrete path.
Yeah.
So I can basically get out of my workshop and up onto that jump without putting my tires on dirt. So in winter, you know, it can rain all night, and it makes no difference. It's concrete and carpet and mesh. So whether it rains for 10 minutes or 10 hours, it makes no difference to the sort of drying
So you did a whole
time.
little sidewalk there,
Yeah,
little
basically.
trail.
You know, I'm like, well, when I'm out riding shows, if I'm at like a race circuit and I'm on tarmac, you know, it doesn't matter how much it rains. We're good. We get it done, no worries. And then I'm like, well, this is what I need to build at home.
Yeah.
So
So wintertime, you don't get snow, or it doesn't get too crazy.
we, for the most part, we're about 2 to 6 degrees and wet and windy. We do get a little bit of rain, We do get a little bit of snow, but it's sort of once a winter. It might snow. This winter we haven't had any snow, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty mild here too.
So yeah, it's just mostly wet and windy, but I'm pretty kind of lucky with the wind too. I'm fairly sheltered in the woods with the trees and stuff.
Yeah, that's the other thing, because there's a lot of spots where if it's windy at all, especially like by me, it's always windy.
Yeah, I mean it's not 100% windproof, but say a few of the other guys in the UK, they'd be like, "Oh, it's way too windy to ride," and I'm like, "It wasn't too bad. I got a little, got a 40-minute session." So
Damn.
yeah, so that's woodland life. It's pretty sweet.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, and I bought a couple of diggers now as well, so like I don't have to go hire diggers anymore to sort my jumps out. I've got one parked outside ready to go, so it's good.
Was Clint on?
WTF, bro?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
Maybe.
I'm here.
Where's the host?
So it wasn't going through Zoom to the live stream. It did for like a couple of minutes and then it stopped. So then I swapped to back to Wirecast, and it was the way it was set up. Now we're live on YouTube under Steve Sommerfeld.
That's so funny. I was just on the phone to him for an hour and a half. And I was like, dude, my voice is going to be knackered later.
Yeah, shit. You did an hour and a half, and now
Yeah.
podcast.
This is it. This is my birthday company, though. It's good.
Yeah, that's what we always say. We eat, drink. I can
You got a
see-
beer for the podcast?
Yeah.
Do you have
Jamie,
a
you got a beer?
Have I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your birthday.
Not right now. It's 20 to 11.
That's not
Oh.
a Pomeranian.
That could be.
It's one
Right, the
pissed off
Pomeranian's in her
Pomeranian.
bed, fast asleep, looking at me like,
Amazon,
what the
Amazon
hell are you
doesn't
doing
stop
up
delivering.
talking?
Watch this. This lady is delivering Amazon. Can you see her? Out of her trunk.
Hell yeah, gotta
Nice.
get that paper.
They get
Hey, they're saying right now you can make some pretty
Randy,
decent
chill.
money.
What?
hey.
Being
Like-
why don't you get rid of that off our screen, Nick? We're just looking at his search history here.
Yeah, that's pretty dodgy. You need to be careful, dude.
Yeah, you never know.
That is not for public consumption.
It's streaming good though. Now it
Search
wasn't
history's
earlier.
clean. Good Midwest.
No flies on you, eh?
No, he is a good kid.
I'll just post it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
So yeah.
So did you race
So the Amazon
before? Did you race before freestyle? Obviously, you're old enough where that's all you had when we were kids.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I didn't like race loads. I just rode loads because, like, we were super fortunate in that we had the land and stuff. But my dad was kind of absolutely maxed out to meet the payments for it.
Yeah.
So he was working as a civil engineer in construction all week. He was fixing cars on the weekends and renting out a bit of the big shed as like horse stables for extra income. So while it was super awesome to have the land and you know, obviously my bikes were all like old secondhand bikes, and we'd go to the schoolboy motocross and buy secondhand kit off the rich kids and stuff when they were done with it.
Yeah.
But we weren't in a position to kind of, you know, have a van and go racing every weekend. But we didn't really, that schoolboy motocross scene, it's not necessarily the most positive, is it? When people are remortgaging their houses and the children are just ungrateful, spoilt brats. I don't think it was particularly an environment. Not that everybody in motocross is like that.
There is a lot of that.
They're there. They're definitely around.
And there's more that don't make it.
It wasn't an environment my mum and dad wanted me to be in.
Yeah, and there's more that don't make it than do.
Just a few.
So think about the family that, you know, the Justin Barsha's family and the Ryan Villapoto families that then the kid didn't make it. And they just remortgaged
everything.
But all it takes is one or two Villapotos or whatever, and the next dad thinks, that I won't be the other guy.
That's like the lottery.
That's got to fuck up to put all that on a kid.
How many of the kids aren't even that stoked on racing? It's the dad forcing them to live the dream he wanted, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like you see it so much. As soon as they get a driver's license, they kind of discover alcohol and women, and they don't sit on a motorbike again.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
And that's so weird to me. It's like, oh my god! Even when I got a driver's license and got a job and started earning my own money and started bloody sniffing tail around the local town, it was like my priority was bikes, you know?
Yeah. Dude,
But if you do it out of fun, not because you're forced, I guess it's.
Yeah, exactly.
Danny D.
That's
Wayne's
it.
in the chat, and he's in Zoom. Nick,
Danny D's in the chat.
he's in Zoom, bro. We can unmute him and he could talk.
On Zoom, he's on it.
Yeah.
I just saw the chat pop up. Danny D. Wayne is like our number one dude, Jamie, that watches.
Who is he? Sorry.
He
He's our
watches
number
everything.
one. He's always on the comments talking shit. So we always.
What's
just
his name? Davey Wayne.
No,
Danny
Danny.
Wayne.
It's,
Okay.
it's
You
just.
might just change it to Davey Wayne. I
I
don't think Danny D. Wayne is how we're supposed to say it, anyways.
No, it's not. It's just Dwayne. But we're.
Oh,
slow.
Wayne.
Dwayne. But
Oh,
we,
Dwayne.
Yeah.
Got ya.
But we're slow, so we call him D. Wayne.
Ah, got
Davey
ya.
Wayne.
What's he saying?
Well, he hasn't said anything. I'm sure he's trying to figure out what the hell is going on in this thing.
see.
He's trying to say, you sound like you was from London.
Oh my God, nah.
Nah, yeah, England, London, same place, mate. One
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
We just got to explain to everybody. Yeah, it's the same thing, dude.
Isn't
Chill.
England a neighborhood in London?
Huh?
Isn't England a neighborhood in London?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, in Great Britain, yeah.
So are those like independent states then? Like Wales,
Oh,
England?
yeah, Wales. So, like, the United Kingdom is made up of England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. And then you have Northern and Southern Ireland, which have different currency and governments and stuff. And they love to argue about Protestants and Catholics. We won't even go near that subject.
Kind of a terrorism.
That is so dangerous. You think Corona's a problem? So yeah, so you've got England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and that is the United Kingdom.
Oh, let me share something with
See,
you. guys.
we should have all the kids who need to be homeschooled right now on for
I've been learning so much.
a little Euro lesson.
Yeah.
Wait, you're
Well,
Brexit,
whoa,
though.
whoa,
Yo, yeah, we
whoa,
talked about
steady away. we left that sinking ship a few months ago. I think coronavirus is just a cover up because my bullshit Facebook feed was so full of freaking politics and Brexit, and all of a sudden there's absolutely nothing about it.
Yeah, that's kind of
Now we're all going to die of the flu.
yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Summerfield wouldn't touch it when I brought it up.
What, Brexit?
Yeah, because his
it's
wife
just a can of worms.
got her passport's a European Union passport, so that's how they're over there.
Breaking.
He's like, I
Yeah,
don't want to get
because
into it.
Rachel's family are English, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
From Norfolk, where they all have webbed feet.
Is anybody seeing this on the screen? Anyone
So-
read that?
What are we doing now? We're going to watch Fresno Smooth?
No,
Sweet.
well, next, this Friday, the Friday after, and we're gonna have Adam Barker on, Jeff Emig, Seth Enslow to talk about the movie.
That's pretty sick.
Gonna be awesome.
That's sick.
I figured
Fourth
Danny D.
Street.
Wayne would like that. Sorry to interrupt your story time about England's webbed feet.
Yeah. We've pretty much all got that. So, yeah.
So, I guess you guys are shut down show-wise too, huh? Everything, they're just like, man, that's got to be... I'm glad I'm not in a position right now where I've dealt with a bunch of promoters for months, and then all of a sudden it's like, guess what?
Yeah. It's, I mean, because I've got mobile ramps and that, and we're really, really busy through summer. Kind of, well, like May to September, I'm really busy in the UK, just honestly, just living like a gypsy, just bombing up and down the country in my lorry. I've got bunk beds built inside the landing, and it's all like insulated and waterproof and with
Nice.
lights and stuff.
That's exactly
So-
what we did. Like,
Yeah. So,
same shit.
you know, for a one-day show, we get there the night before, go to bed in the lorry, get up, do the 2 demos, jump in the lorry and get home. And if it's a 2 or 3 day show, you just book a cheap shit local hotel so you can get a shower and, you know, you don't have to wipe your ass with leaves. We'd get hotels now just to steal the toilet roll over it. It's cheaper to book a hotel than go to the supermarket and buy loo roll.
What'd you call it?
Loo roll, toilet roll,
Because they call it the loo.
Bog roll?
No, he doesn't know about the loo.
Oh, the loo.
That's what it is. It just took me a second.
I got to go to the loo.
The loo.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what lorries are, right?
No.
Semis or trucks, right?
Yeah, trucks. Yeah, like a semi. So yeah, so we bomb round like kind of 5 months of the year, and especially August and September, it's really busy because of summer holidays.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, yeah, sometimes you'll do a show like Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you just banging out shows like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days.
So what's
Sometimes
going
I've got
on
both sets of ramps out on the road, which is a little double bubble. That's always nice for the bank account.
Yeah. Dude, we had like I had a partner, and we had like 3 or 4 trucks going. The 1 year that the gas was like $4 a gallon, and we were like $20,000 a month in fucking fuel.
It's scary, isn't it? Filling up, like you pull in and you're like, here goes another £300.
Yeah.
Like every time you stop, you're like,
exactly.
oh my god.
Yeah, my truck went from $60 to fill it when I first bought it, my box van, Nick.
Yeah.
From $60 to like $160. During that shit, I was like, "Holy!"
That's probably cheap compared to England or Europe.
You guys buy
like
by the liter?
Yeah, you're still half price.
Do you buy it by the
my
liter?
heart bleeds for you, mate. Yeah, get the violin out.
No sympathy.
Yeah. I might drive over to fill up and get some blue roll.
No sympathy for the ignorant American.
We eat more Mexican here, so we probably have less
like
toilet
through the
paper.
summer. Like that keeps me really busy, and it's pretty good fun. I mean, you know how that demo life is. You get some easy days where the sun's shining and the ground's flat and the arena's fenced properly and it's not windy, and you're like, yeah, man, that was fun. I actually enjoyed riding my bike today. And you get other shows where you've got a tractor pulling the truck into the arena because you're stuck and you can't move, and they're looking at you confused as to why you're stressing out and what's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, you've got knobbly tires is what they love to tell me.
Knobbly tires.
Yeah, you got knobbly tires, and you're like, knobbly tires aren't going to help me 40 foot in the air.
Yeah. Dude, on metal, it's worse. The worst place I ever went was a off-road race. We jumped at that, and it poured all day, and we're in a field, and they're just giving us shit because, you know, they're like, oh, I ride in the mud all the time, and I'm like, yeah, in the woods, dickhead, like, not on metal ramps. Jesus.
Yeah,
I had a kid
crazy.
come up. A kid literally came up, and he goes, hey, it said professional freestyle motocrossers on the flyer or something, and I was just like, well, I mean, this is how I make my living, so I don't know how else we define professional. And he just was like, that's a good point, you know. But I was like, fucking...
just don't. It's so gnarly, isn't it? And again, it's like that variety of sometimes it's just a tiny bit of drizzle, and the organizer comes over like, oh, are you going to be able to perform? Is it okay? Is it okay? And you're like, yeah, we're chilling, no stress.
Yeah.
And then other times it's like 50-mile-an-hour gusts and torrential rain, and they're like, we're waiting for you. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But, I mean, we're set up pretty good over here because you know more of your shows are going to be bad conditions than good.
Yeah, you just
so I've got like so many mesh run-up boards that I put out. So we just got like full mesh takeoff, like about 70 foot of mesh boards that all fold out. They're all hinged.
Yeah.
And then I've got super good carpet on the landing, and like my mobiles are nice. They're big and catchy, you know. They're not like steep and like sharp knuckles and short transitions out. So like when you're in the air, you know, that feeling of like a good landing catches you, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So-
when you're doing it.
You got to build them big in order to get enough like downside that's steep enough to feel good.
Enough sweet spot, yeah.
It's very. That's what promoters don't understand when they're building these dirt landings, and it's like 10 feet high, and I'm like,
Yeah.
there's not enough room for a knuckle in and a round out and a sweet spot in it that's more than
Yeah.
a bike length. Like you're basically
Yeah.
have to land the exact same spot every time.
Yeah, I know, and it's our problem.
For sure. I dealt with a monster truck guy for like 12 years, and he'd be like, you're just good at wasting fuel. You just get on the machine and drive up and down the thing and you don't change anything. And I'm like, dude, it's very little bit that you need to be off to make it feel like not comfortable at all. I'm like, I don't know how to explain it to you, but when I jumped that before, I was scared in the air. I said, and now I feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I know. And it's crazy that the only people that can truly understand what you're talking about is someone that hits a ramp and does tricks.
Exactly.
Like no one else can ever understand. And I've ridden for people that have raced motocross and weren't bad. You know, they were decent bike riders, but they're almost worse.
Oh, because
They're,
it's the
because
exact
they think
opposite.
they know it all. And I'd fucking jump that. I'd jump that. What's the matter with you? And you're like,
Yeah.
fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
honest to God, like, just because you were fast round a track in 1985, like, just shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's worse. They're worse to deal with.
Yeah, because they're almost there to do it. Normal people see it and they just can't even imagine it. But a racer can at least imagine it, so he's gonna give you shit.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, they have less. Yeah, so but I mean, from a work point of view now, I'm losing shows left, right, and center. And
So
most of them, they're not even rescheduling for this corona; they're just fully canceling.
Yeah, and did you get? That's what I meant. Did you get down payments from anybody?
I have a contract that kind of states, you know, like with terms of cancellation, it's if they cancel within a certain time, it's 75% or 50%. But it's quite a tricky situation because a lot of these shows I do every year or every other year, and you know they're what I call like my bread and butter. I can earn enough money annually between April and September just bombing around the UK in my truck.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sit there and be like, give me my 75%.
Yeah. This is
because they're getting fucked by this too.
Exactly. It's not like they
and
strung
I
you
could
along.
be a dick and threaten to take them to court and say, give me my 75%. But then you've just got really bad feeling, and you might get your money this year, but they ain't ever going to want to do business with you again down the line.
Yeah.
And so the sort of bigger picture is we're all going to have to take this on the chin a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I see people mad at businesses, and I'm like, I kind of get your point, but I've also owned businesses, and I'm like, what are they going to do? Just keep paying you? You know what I mean? If they're shut down, like
Yeah, exactly. And I've got like booking agents as well. So they kind of advertise you, and they then take the booking and do all the contract with the show and stuff. And then they take their like 12.5%.
Yep.
And I was on the phone to one of them today, and she was like, what I'm looking at doing is asking all the shows I've got you contracted for 25%, 25% and a rebooking for 2021. And I'm like, if they're good to go with that, I'm good to go with that.
Yeah.
No worries. And she was like, and then I would ask for my 6% commission out of the 25%. And I'm like, whatever, like, you know, whatever, like, that's good with me. And if they can't do that, just tell the bastards to book me next year and bung me some beers, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because everybody's under it right now. I mean,
and
people with the information or the data are the ones who are saying it's too dangerous to work, can't work. And then they're just going to pin everybody down. I don't know, for how long? Until we need their help.
I mean, there was talk I mean, there was like Boris Johnson, our prime minister. There was mention in one of his speeches of there being potentially no major events for 12 months. And anything I would perform at would be considered a major event.
That's
and I'm
right.
sat here like,
Jamie only does major events, Nick.
I know.
Yeah,
See, I could still be working over there.
I'm a fucking big deal. Do you know who you have on this show? Have you even done your homework?
Yeah, I've heard your name forever.
God damn it. But yeah, you know, I would assume like anything over 500 or 1,000 people would be classed as a major event.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to be, that's what I would be riding at.
See, comedy, I'm in the window, baby. Like, no people till like 80.
Yeah. Yeah. You're a minor event, dude.
I mean, that's true. You know, it's funny now playing like doing comedy. It's like all small rooms, you know. So some of these guys
me and Steve were talking about that before.
Yeah.
Like I had Aussie Steve on the phone earlier for an hour and a half, and I was like, dude, I gotta go. I gotta talk to these guys in a minute. Like, I'm not gonna stop talking today. But yeah, he said you were doing stand-up comedy, and I was like, that's fucking gnarly. Like, we can sit down and drink some beers and have a pretty good laugh and come up with some funny shit, but to go stand on a stage in front of a bunch of strangers.
You ride dirt bikes fucking in front of
Yeah, but dude, when we
strangers,
ride
and
dirt
it's
bikes,
dangerous.
we've got like helmet and goggles on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Haven't you
hide
And
ever...
I've always been so much more comfortable just riding the show in my helmet and goggles, and I've always felt less comfy after the show when you sat there in your t-shirt signing posters.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
weird.
agree.
You put that helmet and goggles on, and it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I
he's got
agree.
the goggles on. He's back in his barn, hiding.
Yeah.
Socially
Yeah, exactly.
distanced from everyone.
I agree.
Exactly.
I mean, I
You're just
agree
a
with
robot.
that.
You're just a performing monkey.
Yeah. But I always kind of envied musicians because they had a direct connection with the crowd more so than we do. You know, because you
Yeah,
can
for
make
sure.
people go ooh or whatever, but it's not as cool as like, think about a musician playing a song and the fucking whole crowd is singing it back to them. That's, you know, so it's kind of like, I actually got hurt and I announced a show and I started making jokes and people started responding to them. So then I was like, oh shit, like this is fun. So then I kind of, after I stopped riding, I was like, I'm going to start trying to do comedy because I ended up back in New Jersey. And I'm like, well, this is like best case scenario to start doing comedy here in New York, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just start doing that. And I've done a couple of moto, like, I opened for Pulp MX twice. I opened for the Moto the movie twice. So
Okay, I've seen some of them, and I'm thinking, I think I heard your voice on that.
Yeah. So I just opened at the previews, at two of the previews.
Oh, sorry, not the voice in the
No,
in
not
the
on
intros.
the movie,
Oh, okay,
no.
got you. Sorry.
I do have a very good voice in
You Americans all sound the same.
Do an American accent for us.
Do an American accent, like you to me would sound like, oh my gosh. You don't say God. Like, it's still offensive over there to say, oh my God, or
That
like,
would be
Jesus
Nick.
Christ.
I would say God for sure.
Get away with it on South Park, but that's Canadian.
Yeah.
Mr.
We
Slave,
won't say
like,
gosh
Jesus
or take
Christ.
the Lord's name in vain. We'll be like, that dude's a total fag. But you can't say.
Mr. Slave.
In the Midwest, he would
Jesus.
say that. I couldn't say that here.
But it's funny you say about you commentated some shows, because a lot of the time, like the small UK shows, the bread and butter stuff, I've got a wireless microphone on the helmet.
Yeah, I've done that too.
So commentate while I ride and stuff.
It just sucks when you crash. Have you ever crashed with it on?
I haven't. A friend of mine did once, and he was unconscious, grunting and snorting, and like children were crying, and parents were appalled.
Dude, I messed up at a circus, and I'm pretty sure I was like, "Fuck, ugh, like on the ground.
Like, when you're so winded, you're like, "Ugh."
Yeah, it wasn't that bad at least, but it was just like,
Like,
it
is
hit the
that dude
ground.
shitting himself in the middle of the arena?
I grabbed too much
They
front
want to know what
brake.
it's really like. You
Yeah.
gotta give
Listen, kids, I've got toilet roll to waste.
Lou roll.
I grabbed
Yeah,
too
I'm
much
just-
front brake. It was just like one of those that are real fast, and it just goes boom. And
Yeah,
I was just like,
slaps you in.
"Ugh," Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So that was good.
Yep, there you go. So with the comedy thing, like, are you getting paid for appearances, or is it like you just sort of
Sometimes.
go do it and try and establish yourself, or?
Yeah, a little of both. I'm to the point now where I'm starting to get paid a little bit. Not like a
Sick.
lot, but I produce shows, so that's more so where I get paid on them. I'll try and same shit we
Yeah.
do with dirt bikes, right? You work with the venue, you bring in the talent, you're one of the talent, and then
Yeah,
but with them, a lot less of them want to just pay you outright like they want to do with Moto. They'd rather do a ticket deal.
yeah. So
or
you're not
like-
on a fixed fee. Yeah,
Exactly. Or the deal is like, they get food and beverage and I get ticket money or something like that for like a separate
Yeah.
room in their venue. So
yeah.
then
And it can go good or bad, eh?
yeah, exactly. Sometimes you make a couple $100, sometimes you make 1,000, but it's still not
Yeah.
like dirt bikes, where you're making
Yeah.
2, 3.
So
4
you doing
thousand.
anything with moto nowadays, or?
We're doing it right now.
Well, yeah, I know, but you still getting out like doing shows, or?
No, I don't do shows. My leg sucks, and I'm afraid like before. You know how you feel like you could take a shot, like if you had to jump off or something. Like I know my leg's gonna blow apart at this point.
You're just gonna disintegrate, and it's gonna be a mess.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm also 40. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Hang on a minute, I'm 38 today, and I'm sat here going, "Oh, I reckon I got 10 years in me."
You guys are like Canadians then.
Yeah, like fuck, what, right? 10 years, but I think like if you can be smart and you can stay physically healthy, and really important is to keep your head strong.
Yeah.
If you can ride, if you can practice enough to keep all your tricks comfortable and keep the muscle memory,
Yeah.
relaxed and good, and the confidence level up, and look, you do look after yourself better in your 30s than you did in your early 20s.
For sure.
Like, you do eat better food, you don't get as fucked up on a Saturday night,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, and I think if you can keep that sort of ball rolling, and obviously with a bit of luck on your side, not have any major injuries or surgeries and stuff, I don't see why you can't keep it rolling. And I mean, what's Bo Bamberg now? Is he 42?
He's got to be about my age. He might.
I think, yeah, he's definitely in his 40s, isn't he? And like, he rides so good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I
he
agree.
rides so good, and he's so dialed. Like, first jump of practice, he just cranks the biggest seat bounce whip, and you're like,
Yeah.
that guy is so dialed on his bike.
Yeah.
Like,
He's super underrated.
oh, always has been.
Yeah, for sure.
Always has been.
And now
Like,
that he
he's
only
so-
does.
And even now, like, he's doing massive look through ruler flips. And I saw last year on the moon booter, he was doing big heart attack flips, and you're like,
That's the
oh
thing.
my god, he's
At
so good.
this point, though, he only does nitro stuff, and he
Just
does
ride
not
those ramps.
post stuff a bunch. So you hardly see him, and then all of a sudden he'll post a picture, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like, it's so gnarly, but you don't see
Yeah.
stuff from him like regularly, so you forget.
No, and he's our age, so he's not like going hard on Instagram
Yeah.
trying to win followers and sponsors. He's just like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I guess I could share that to all 8 of my followers who don't give a fuck.
Yeah. That's how I feel too. Like nobody really cares.
Yeah, it's good.
For sure.
But yeah, and I mean, again, Edgar Torrenteras, he's 41, 42
Yeah.
now.
Dude, he's
Something
been
like
around
that.
forever.
So my
Yeah.
Nick was with me one time. My bike shut off or bogged or something, and then
Yeah.
after that, this leg was just a stupid. The track dried out. I was racing some vet race, and the track dried out. And I jumped this triple in practice, and in the race, I just went to jump it like I did in practice, and I got wheel spin, and just came up short and got bounced weird, and my leg just got like mangled.
Yeah.
So it was like they were like 2 years apart, and then that's
Oh.
when I was like, okay, I'm fucking.
That's racing
Yeah, it's
though.
done.
Racing puts you in that weird that weird position of like, if you're just out riding, you'll shut down.
Yeah, but
Or
I
like
broke a
doing
leg.
shows. You get an idea, you set up, you know what you're working with. You got your couple,
Yeah.
Dude, but
And then-
then my bike shut off. So
Yeah, well, that was I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Clint. Of how many jumps?
I know, I agree, but it only took
Yeah.
one, huh?
There's a lot more variables in racing than freestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That
I
was
mean,
just a stupid
look,
misjudgment.
for me, the whole point of freestyle is to be as consistent as possible because that's what's going to keep you alive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that was
Like
always
you have
my.
to land in exactly the same spot, regardless of what, whether you're doing a switchblade for your second trick or you're going for a ruler flip for your best trick competition bit. Like you got to put your wheels down in exactly the same spot.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just that's the thing with freestyle motocross, isn't it? It's like just
You just gotta get your own head under control. Racing, you've got 20 guys or
I
however next
wasn't
to
even
you.
near anybody. I just
who've all
misjudged the
completely
fucking
lost
jump.
their heads.
Yeah, exactly. And it puts
And
you
they're
in a
just going
different
in
mode.
all like I mean I raced a bit, like not a huge amount, but I raced some motocross. And actually when I left school and got my first job, then I had some more money, so I like joined a local club and like went racing adult motocross, and it was pretty good fun. But yeah, the first couple laps is just carnage, isn't it? Like especially at local club level, you just got mad heads flying in all directions, and you're like,
no one's thinking
oh my
straight.
god, it's like everybody wants to kill each other and they've all got to go back to work tomorrow.
Kind of makes me miss it a little bit.
Awesome. I quite enjoyed racing the enduro, like the 3-hour stuff.
Yeah.
Up by you did that?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that stuff. Like I did a bunch of enduros, like the proper enduros where you've got your time card and you have to get from section to section in a certain time. And then you have like the speed test where it's like a 4-minute bit that you kind of sprint and you're timed. And I did a bunch of just like the 3-hour racing, just go flat out for 3 hours.
Damn.
I really enjoyed that actually. Like I quite
enjoyed
it.
Just woods, then?
Well, yeah, exactly. It's in the woods, just ripping through the woods more so. So that was actually more my cup of tea, I think, than racing motocross.
That
Makes sense. Seeing your
and I got a Montesa Trials bike and stuff, which I don't get out on as much as I should, but I really enjoy trials when I get out on the trials bike.
You pretty good at trials?
I've done a couple local trials and that, and for someone who doesn't really ride it, I did okay.
Yeah.
I think I did better. That they're looking at the freestyle motocross guy and they're expecting you to be absolutely fucking terrible, and so I think I wasn't terrible, so that was kind of good enough.
What class did you ride?
And I get out on my mountain bike like loads now as well. I've really gotten into my mountain bike in the last sort of year. So
mountain bike.
Yeah, kind of anything with 2 wheels, I guess.
What class did you ride on the outdoor stuff?
It's all good.
Huh?
It's all good, huh?
What class did you ride outdoors when you did the off-road race? Like the A class, B class, like...
Oh, yeah, I was like a local expert, basically.
Oh, well, that's good.
So not like a national level,
yeah.
Not like British Championship, but sort of West Country level. I was expert and get the occasional podium or like usually sort of top 8 at a local expert level.
Yeah, That's good, especially for something that you didn't do. Like those dudes probably did it their whole lives.
Yeah, I was smart. I would go race the tracks that had loads of jumps. If it was like a rutty track with off cambers, there'd be old guys absolutely just kicking my ass, and you'd be like devastated. And then you'd go to a track with loads of jumps and stuff, and you'd be like, "Fuck yeah, third! What a champ!"
Gotta know your strengths.
Yeah, exactly. Play to your strengths, boys.
What's the name
Sucks.
of your freestyle company?
Squibb Freestyle.
Oh, fucking A.
Got really creative with that one, didn't I? Fucking went to town. Took us days to come up with that.
You're like an artist.
What we'll do is we'll use my surname and put freestyle after it.
Perfect. That's how you do it.
But it's actually Squibb Freestyle Circus Limited now, because there's like a lorry police over here called Vosa. So they're the ones that like clamp down on all your driving hours and all your weight regulations and stuff, and they're fucking jobs worth dicks. So, yeah, so I re-registered the company as Squibb Freestyle Circus Limited. So now I'm technically a traveling circus.
So they don't have to check your truck, like weight. You don't have to go to the weigh stations and stuff.
Well, I'm legal on my weights, like all my axle weights and stuff are legal, but I don't run a tachograph. So we'll run, like, technically you're supposed to drive for 4.5 hours and then stop for 45 minutes, drive another 4.5 hours,
right,
and then you're done. That's your legal working day. But we don't run the tachograph, so I don't have all the carding, logging and I've had the speed limiter taken off, so I go like 60 mile an hour instead of 55, which is legal, but it's all like, it's just such a bloody, it's just like a spider's web of rules and regulations.
Yeah, that's how DOT is.
And they
here.
don't like showmen.
Yeah,
like they don't like that.
But they're cool with circus. It's hilarious.
What's that?
But they're cool with circus. They're like, oh,
yeah.
Well, what it means is it recategorizes me.
I know, but that's what I'm confused about. Here, they don't give a fuck. What are you, a circus? Pull over. Let me check your monkey shit.
Yeah. Well, now it means you can get away with more stuff, basically.
That's what I mean. I don't think circuses in the United States are getting away with any extra.
Yeah. I'm not, I'm not a chancer. Like, my lorries are MOT'd every year. One of my good friends is a full-time HGV mechanic, and always checks them over. And like, I'm completely legal on all my axle weights, and do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not like I'm full gypsy, like just everything fucking hanging.
You'll still find
like,
something
bombing around in a death trap. I'm like, I need my lorries to be good so I get to the show, because I ain't gonna make a penny if I don't get there.
Yeah,
I had.
I want my shit to work well.
It's like your time card or your whatever they call it over here.
Yeah, the log book. That's what you have to have, a log book here. Then if you you have to have a certain amount of orange triangles and a fire extinguisher and blah 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 and this and that, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, because I seen the Fitz Army shows.
Yeah.
But I saw, like, was it last year or the year before on the run up? They got wheel spin on a smooth floor and like ejected, and like that looked pretty gnarly. And then I saw on Instagram, like, was it the cable that let the bottom of his ramp down, snapped, and it bloody crushed him, didn't it, or something crazy?
Wasn't that?
That was Fitzpatrick on the bottom flap.
I mean, he's just had like, I've never met Jimmy, but I see on the Instagram,
because
like,
it
fell on him, and he's had to have like spinal surgery or something.
It knocked him out. He was stuck under it, he said.
Oh my god, like, that is serious.
Yo,
they had a winch towing it up, so it wasn't like some light little thing.
Oh no, like, anything to do with a freestyle motocross landing is fucking heavy.
I always
like
joke
the bottom ends of mine are all hydraulic and then fold out, and I mean, that probably weighs like at least a ton.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knocked him out, broke like something in his neck, his back, ribs, something about his
But
lungs.
I mean,
But
but I looked at it, and when they were spinning up on the floor and then came up short, and someone broke their legs or their feet, didn't they?
Was it Vicky?
yeah.
I'm thinking it was like
Yeah.
she spun and then was like, and then sort of braked and just went off the top of the ramp.
Do you do a lot of
I don't know.
polished
I was
concrete?
just looking at that, thinking like, where's your mesh boards?
We don't run that. We fucking run rubber mats.
Or Coke
Yeah, but they're no
Or
good in the rain, are they?
AstroTurf.
Rubber mat is useless in the rain.
Yeah, it is for sure.
You'd be surprised. We got knobbly tires.
That's
Well, what can't you do with knobbly tires? Eh?
exactly.
You need to get some of the ice speedway spikes. They'd grip up good on the wet rubber.
Yeah. Rubber, yeah, they do grip super hard. I actually rode, we tested ice for Feld with those ice tires, and then they...
Yeah, and then on the rubber conveyor, they'd rip in super good.
Yeah.
Eh?
So you went from just spinning like a motherfucker to hitting the ramp and being like, holy wheelie.
Oh my god. Yeah, like over in Europe, we all just run mesh, just tons of mesh.
Do you...
And it's so good in the wet.
Yeah, and polished
like
concrete.
In a straight line, like obviously in the wet, I wouldn't crank a whip, but I'll happily send flip combos in the wet, no worries, because I know it's going to grip in a straight line.
Yeah, yeah. You use the raised expanded, or raised expanded or flat?
Yeah, raised expanded mesh, and then like I've got the ply boards that all fold out, and I've got like steel, like almost like U sections basically that then locks them together.
Yeah.
So whether you're on a wet grass field or if you're on like a smooth painted concrete floor, for example, you just put the boards out, lock them together, and ride.
Yeah. We like to mess with.
It's so good.
We like to mist the floor. That's what they did. They wet the floor with Coke, with the soda. But the problem is you have to know how to do that. You have to do it right. You have to mist it as fine as you can, like once or twice, and then it'll work.
Yeah. Yeah. Coca-Cola.
So American. We gotta spray it down before we ride.
Well, you live on that shit, don't you?
Not me, no.
It's fucking terrible, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie, I love it with a Jack Daniels.
It's not bad with Jack.
Danny D. Wayne just had a good idea, which I've thought about, but I've never actually tried to implement. And he said we should have the guests do promos for the podcast while we're on air. So just be like, hey, I'm Jamie Squibb on the Two Wheels to Freedom podcast or whatever.
Show. Did it for me.
But
put him to work.
It sounded like me, though.
Jamie Squibb. Watch Two Wheels to Freedom podcast. That was more Australian.
And he says that you look like Danny Carey, the drummer from Tool.
There you go. I got the dog next to me, look. She's curled up on the sofa.
Passed out.
Fast asleep. She had a big day.
With her dog pillow right next to her.
She's had a big day. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's got her own pillows. She had a big day. She beat the shit out of a lion for about an hour this morning.
That's impressive.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, no fear. So, yeah, we were on the chainsaws earlier, and my mate brought over like a little machine, like a 2-tonner.
Yep.
So we've got a mount, like a friend of mine, he was a Red Bull athlete, Kai 40. He built a mountain bike line in my woods.
Yep.
And then...
There you are.
It was, it's almost identical. And then, but it's obviously like way too gnarly for us to ride. So, we got a little digger in, and we're just going to, make it so we can use it on our mountain bikes, basically. Just make it like user friendly.
Awesome.
Do I honestly look like this guy? Fucking hell.
If you were fatter, maybe. If you were fat.
Because you're laid out on a couch.
Yeah.
True. I am laid on the sofa. It's
Yeah.
bedtime, guys. I'd normally be asleep for an hour by now.
And what time is it by you?
11:30.
Oh shit, yeah.
You're a good lad. You go to sleep early, huh?
Yeah, I usually have a bath about 9:30. I'm trying to change my posture now so I don't look like a fat old man. Way to make me feel good on my birthday. And I can't get a fucking haircut for 3 months. Jesus Christ.
Whatever,
No,
you
no,
put it in
half
his
of
face,
America.
Nick.
He takes baths. Fucking right I do. I'm 38 years old and I ride freestyle motocross. Salt baths keep me going,
You didn't
dude.
realize you could see it.
Like, I need salt baths.
Oh shit.
They
Yeah,
help.
it's bad times.
Just giving it to you.
So Steve was saying you like conspiracy theories as well.
Yeah, sometimes here and there.
Do you think this is a conspiracy?
Corona?
Yeah. Or at least them shutting everything down, like overreacting, or...
It's a bit mind-blowing, isn't it?
It seems a little excessive.
Like, there's so much information right now, and I think there's going to be some very interesting reading in 6 months' time as, you know, you'll start to see who's benefited from this.
Oh, yeah.
But do I find it strange that they have literally shut down every country on planet Earth because there's a nasty flu bug doing the rounds?
Yeah.
Yes, I find that very fucking strange. Yeah.
I think the problem is we'll find out how certain people benefited, but will the news go back and be like, no, we totally exaggerated that. We were wrong about that. They're
let's look at...
Yeah, I know, but I think it's interesting as well that, like, Bill Gates has just completely quit from Microsoft to focus on, was it Agenda 21 and now Agenda 30?
And so did both Google founders.
Tied in with the World Health Organization.
Both Google founders quit.
Yeah.
So here's what
Bill Gates has his... what's the Bill Gates thing? Was it Agenda 21 and now it's Agenda 30?
I don't know what you're even talking about.
It's Bill Gates. That's fucking corrupt, whatever it is.
Yo,
people. We got to get rid of people.
Who owns
He's been testing all sorts of bloody medicines on African children, hasn't he?
Who owns this vaccine?
Yeah, it's a little test ground.
Who owns this vaccine? That's what we need to figure out. And what one of his uncles is in the government.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like it's yeah. But then again, like if you look at the sort of the global financial system, we're so much fucking trillions of dollars in debt, all thanks to, well, mostly thanks to war.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got the Rothschilds that pretty much run the banking system globally and also own the largest weapons manufacturing company in the world. And they funded every bloody country in World War II. We're still paying off the tab for that one. We've had numerous wars since, and there's just this debt it's a number so vast that you can't even fucking figure out what it is. And you've got these out of control fucking psychopaths on Wall Street and the bankers paying themselves these obscene bonuses, and it feels to me like the whole thing's so out of control. It's been ready to crash for years. And what better way than for them to have to put their hands up and admit they're a bunch of absolute fucking shitheads that are, you know, just greedy and fucking out of control nut jobs. Let's make a virus that shuts down planet Earth, and then we'll rack up a load more debt and blame some massive recession on that. It's perfect.
Exactly what I was, because it's been ready to crash for a while. And the first thing they do,
it's just the money system is so fragile and out of control, really, when you break it down.
Well, because
that's the Fed, that's the American money system. It's fucked.
And money used to have to be backed up by gold.
I was just gonna say that.
And now it's just fucking numbers on a computer screen.
We're pretty
Jamie
sure.
Squibb sounds like.
We're pretty sure that Ron Paul's the man. We're pretty sure that there's no money in the in Fort Knox anymore.
Really?
Yeah, the story is that nobody's been in there since like the 70s or some shit like that.
Oh my god. Yeah. And isn't it something like what percentage of the world's currency now exists in like coin and paper? It's like less than 10%, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, it's less than 10%. So like over 90% of the world's currency is just fucking numbers on a screen.
Yeah. Well, that's
That's
what
wild.
they're saying with this whole thing.
Like
They're
that is
pushing
pretty wild, isn't it?
They're pushing for digital currency. They're even like, don't use cash anywhere.
They
use-
hate cash. The
Yeah.
fucking governments and the banks, they hate cash. And you know what else? The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, they wanted one currency, one global currency.
Yeah.
And if every country comes crashing down and we have to restart, well, I'll be interested to see how that goes.
What
Might
about?
get real ugly.
Well, did you hear that the U.S. in the coronavirus relief deal, they tried to sneak in cryptocurrency?
I mean, I did read that for a while there, America and China were trying to be buddies, and that the coronavirus, the COVID-19, was actually developed in America and then handed over to the Chinese in the lab, and then it got loose from there.
We heard the English did that.
As to whether it deliberately got loose or whether I mean, I heard an interesting theory that because obviously the Chinese are a little bit ruthless in their sort of manners, aren't they?
Yeah.
Their behavior.
Yeah.
Um,
They're a
and so
1,000-year-old
the
country.
cleaners in the labs, because obviously they're testing on animals, and rather than sort of clinically disposing of the animals, the cleaners would take them to the meat markets and sell them for a little bit of extra cash. And so I've even heard quite a reasonable theory that they were testing the coronavirus on animals in the lab, and one of the sketchy ass cleaners has took it to the meat market round the corner and sold one of the animals, and that is potentially how it got loose.
I mean, that makes sense.
That sounds
It's-
racist as fuck, Jamie. To say
Oh,
that Asians
fuck
are eating
off.
bats.
I saw a video of
I didn't
a
say they were
dude.
testing on bats.
I saw a video of a dude in
You said China.
frying a fucking dog
That's it.
alive.
I mentioned another country. I'm a Nazi.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Listen, in the United States, if you're not killing Nazis, you might as well be one. Okay.
worse
Just take your
than a Nazi.
Just take your pick. But I mean, also it's interesting that the two main scientists are both dead and died under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah.
The two scientists
Was
working in the
Hillary
laboratory.
Clinton around when that happened?
Yeah.
She's good
Oh.
at that.
She's frightening. That woman's scary.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you agree.
But you know, I shan't criticize any Americans on your show.
We're fine with
You can criticize most of them.
it.
It's the English that are the. I blame Brexit for all of this.
We already made fun of Steve for being a what do we call him? Ex-con?
Convict.
A bogan.
I was like, what one of your family members was the con? And he goes, oh, well, that was probably my great-grandfather. And we started laughing because it's like,
Oh, he's so stoked on that. He like brags that he didn't have shoes at school, so he would go cross country running barefoot.
oh my
I'm
God.
like, fuck yeah, that's
He never
pretty
told
cool.
us
He's like,
that.
oh yeah, that was normal.
Dude, fucking
Yeah.
Australia really is the Wild West, man.
Yeah, it's cool though. Like, man, Aussies are wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look at freestyle motocross and BMX and stuff, like
They're crushing it.
they got some talent.
Yeah.
They got
And they
some
have
gnarly, talented bike riders. That's for damn sure.
That shows you that it's got to be a crazy gene or whatever. You know
Something
what I
in
mean?
the DNA, isn't there?
They took all these people that got in trouble that were probably not bad people, just like were like, you know, got
Just had a bit of a wild side.
exactly fired up
Yeah.
about life, like doing dumb shit because they're young or whatever.
To them. Yeah,
Get
just stoked. Yeah,
Friggin' sent away, and then it's just made this crazy ass country
Yeah, they all went to a massive island and bred.
where everything will kill you.
Oh, Danny, Dwayne, what's up with Night of the Jumps? Well,
Coming to the U.S. maybe. Right now, Danny, there's not even any events at all, so I don't know that.
Steve's your man to talk to for that, but yeah, you can't even get an individual into the US at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah,
we can get some people in. You just gotta go from the southern border. You'll get in. We got people.
There's
I thought you were building a wall.
It's not done yet.
There's like a small fence I think they built.
Sick. Any good?
Javier jumped it.
Oh, Javier.
Yeah, I made a picture a long time ago of him jumping over it, and then I think there wasn't Trump saying that he was very talented and we would let him stay.
Yeah, he was tremendous.
Oh man, I rode with Javier. That was the last show I did. Was Night of the Jumps.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's like the Freestyler Nation. So it was Josh Sheehan, Javier, and myself.
Yeah,
with the international world team, and then it was Spain and Germany. But man, we had a good laugh. Like that was fun.
Yeah.
Like and yeah, Javier got rinsed hard. Like we called our team 2.5 men. Oh man, it was good.
At Berlin?
Yeah, so that was just about a month ago now, probably.
Danny D. Wayne asks if there's any guys coming up that we should look at, because basically in the United States we don't have shit. There's nobody new coming up for the most part.
Yeah, Jamie Squibb from the UK, some young fresh blood looking to make a name for himself.
A mere 38. 38. So you're only like 300 months old.
Is that it?
That's
wow, that makes me feel so young.
Like a baby.
Yeah.
You maybe, I'm 380, like 5 now. So.
Wow. 300 months. Where did it go, eh?
Where did it go? Well, 80 months, though. That's more than... So you're probably like 340. 340 months.
No, he's like 456.
456?
What would we
So
go?
was
38
mine-
times 12.
So
We
was
just
my
need a
math
calculator.
I've been telling the joke wrong for months.
I couldn't do 38 times 12 off the top of my head.
That's the funny part about the joke, Clint.
I mean, 38 times 10 will be 380. That's easy maths.
Listen,
I've been
we're
lying
just
to people
American
then.
dirt bikers.
I've been lying to people then.
Yeah.
Telling
Yeah,
them
we
I'm-
shouldn't have gone in. We're safer with politics and conspiracies than maths.
We can agree on
For
that.
sure.
Uh.
I don't want to do math.
But yeah, that was Berlin. That was fun. That was a good event.
Do you
That was,
believe
that was the last show I did, but I just did a really good job in was in Abu Dhabi for a month with Masters of Dirt.
Yeah.
That was awesome. We did 2 shows a week. So Thursday and Friday night, we did a 45-minute show. And then the rest of the week was ours to do what we want. And we had hire cars. We had a pretty sweet hotel with like a gym and a pool and like all-inclusive buffet. And it was so good because I left at the start of December. So the weather over here is just absolutely fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, it's pitch black at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it just doesn't stop raining. So yeah, I flew out to Abu Dhabi like on the 5th of December. Jumped in the digger and built the dirt landing and stuff. And then we did 2 shows a week for a month. That was all through Masters of Dirt. I don't know if you ever worked with a guy as well called Morgan Carlson.
Yeah, I know Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan. So Morgan was like the sort of contact out there, as it were,
Yeah.
that then kind of put the job through the guys at MOD.
Ex-Dubai.
So it was sick. And then I ended up staying at Morgan's house for like another 10 days, and we worked on we were filming for a movie called School Fight Movie.
Uh-huh.
And that's a project Morgan's got himself involved with. So yeah, it was sick. I ended up out there for like 6 weeks.
Awesome. especially
just
in the winter.
just in the sunshine, in the desert. Like it was fucking cool. Like it was so much fun. And yeah, so I got home from that, and then I think it was about 3 weeks later, I did the Night of the Jumps contest, and then I was pretty much on my way to Vienna for Masters of Dirt 2 weeks ago. And the day before I left, I got the WhatsApp message saying, "Nah, we're shut down." So as things stand, the Masters of Dirt Vienna show is rescheduled for June 27, 28, 29.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed, 3 months time, events can be back up and running.
Yeah, you would hope. I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope so. That's such a good show as well, Vienna.
Yeah.
Like it's a banger. Like the mountain bike and BMX guys and the freestyle, like it's a big show, that one.
I need to cover it so that people in America know that it even happens.
Oh yeah, like Masters of Dirt do a lot of good shows, but the Vienna one's big.
That's the way to go. Is Minnie there?
Minnie, the mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I worked...
Minnie's there with his coffee and cigarettes.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Make no mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
And his mate now, Basti. There's a guy called Basti that works with him too. Yeah. And he's super cool as well. So yeah, those guys kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've helped Javier at X Fighters a bunch, and he's always there with, Adelberg and
and Ronaldo. David, he works with a lot as well, doesn't
he? Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, actually, Javier did quite a few of the X Fighters for a while, didn't he? Was it 2012, 13? He had a pretty good go at it. He's on a Honda, wasn't he?
Yeah. Maybe it was 12, 13. Those are something around there. That's when I went with him. I went to Abu Dhabi. Was it Abu Dhabi? Yeah. Mexico City. Not Mexico. Madrid. Poznan, Poland.
Yeah.
A couple other ones. He took his wife to Greece. I was like, I guess I'll let you. Let you.
Smooth bastard, isn't he? What a smooth operator.
That was the only one that year he went to, and he did take me. I was like, you son of a bitch. I was trying to get to the homeland.
Yeah, right. What a dick. No, but I mean, like, back to that Red Bull Dirt Diggers. I mean, we built a full-on freestyle course there. Like, that course wouldn't look out of place as an X Fighters event. Just the FMX course with the quarter pipes and the ramps and the dirt hits.
Yeah.
That was just the one bit, and I think in one day we had, because this was like a landfill site, as it were. So in one day we had 6,000 ton of dirt tipped just on the FMX course. Wow. And we couldn't even keep up. Like, we couldn't actually keep up moving it fast enough.
You have those huge off-road trucks bringing it.
The what?
The huge dump trucks where the tires are like 10 feet tall.
Oh no, this was just coming in like normal road-going trucks. But it was just constant. It just didn't. They were like semis, so it was still a good, like, it was a fair load of dirt. But they just kept coming. They just didn't stop. So that was just like the FMX course. And then there was the free ride bit with like the snake runs and the hips and that step up we talked about. And like that dirt was kind of there, but all pushed around and shaped. And that bit was so much fun. Like it was sick to ride that bit. Like, and it wasn't big, but it was just so good to ride. And then you had the big dogs that were like, I think like 140 foot. Like they were third gear pretty on it. So you had 3 full sections. So we had an FMX section, the free ride section, and then the 2 big dogs. And I think in total we had, I think it was something in the region of like 35 jumps.
Yeah, that free ride section was gnarly because there was just all kinds of little...
all directions,
yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, practice was pretty full on because I mean, like, especially nowadays, you go to a freestyle event and it's probably just one takeoff and landing.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're hitting like 35 jumps in a day and you're like, geez, it's been a while. Especially when I was, I'd sort of clocked about 100 hours in the digger that week. So I was fucked. Like, I was completely cooked.
And then you
Like,
had to ride
mentally.
the event.
Yeah, so I got out of the digger, went to a local massage and got my back and neck loosened up, and then got on my bike and started practice.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Yeah, one of them massages. Yeah. Whatever, I felt better. That's all that matters.
You need to get massages from a healthy German girl. I'm sure would.
Oh, there's so many healthy German girls. They're fantastic.
I'm sure. I've never been to Germany.
Germany's wicked. Like, Germany is actually, it's a really fun country. Like, it's good. Cheap beer, good food. Like, and it's funny, like, Germans are sort of, like, that sort of stereotype. You'd sort of think a German's, like, quite grumpy and serious, but actually they're super funny. Like, they're pretty sarcastic and, like,
Really?
yeah, they take the piss pretty good, actually. Like, every time I've been to Germany, I've had a good time.
That's just the way their language sounds. They just sound mad.
Oh, it's abrupt. Yeah.
Abrupt. That's a perfect description.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Do you think that I'm trying to bring you back to conspiracy theories? Do you think
Get you back on topic?
Yeah, man.
It's a dirt bike podcast.
Do you think that Hitler put fluoride in the water to make people docile?
Yep, 100%, and we're still doing it now. It's fucking disgusting.
You guys do it there too?
There is so much, and it's in toothpaste, and there's so much evidence to say that fluoride does nothing for your teeth.
See, there you go.
And I've
Definitely
been buying a fluoride-free toothpaste, and in the last 5 years, my dental checkups have been absolutely fine.
Same here.
Fucking guy.
Yeah,
I've gotten better. I always had cavities. It was just a matter of what did I eat. I used to drink a shit ton of pop, eat a bunch of candy.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the fluoride.
Do you drink pop too?
Huh?
Do you drink pop too?
Not a lot, to be honest. I like a herbal tea.
Herbal tea.
Yeah, like peppermint tea or a green tea.
I was trying to make
He was
fun
trying
of.
to catch you up on the pop.
I figured that you guys both.
So
I figured that you guys both.
Yeah,
say
pop's
pop.
like Coca-Cola, innit? Or like
I
Sprite
thought. What do you call it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
He uses the wrong word for it. He calls it soda or some shit.
Fizzy drinks.
It's pop. Pop's the name. What do you guys call it?
Yeah. What do you call it?
I don't know, like fizzy drinks or.
Shut the fuck up! I'm gonna go
We
get
just
a
call
fizzy.
it by its name, like, I want a can of Coke.
Okay. I didn't know if you went to the counter and you're like, "Yo, I want a fizzy drink." And they're like, "All right, here you go, mate. Your cup for your fizzy drink."
Or fizzy pop. We call it fizzy pop. I think actually I've heard it called that. Can I have a can of fizzy pop?
So flamboyant.
I think that's more for like under 10s though. I think if I walked in the petrol station and asked for a can of fizzy pop, they'd look at me a bit weird.
Get slapped.
Language is
but
so
yeah,
funny.
fluoride in the water. We don't need it.
No.
And it's the perfect way to keep the masses slightly numbed down.
Well, then they're scared of coronavirus. And
the last thing you want is people, intelligent, lively people.
Questioning stuff.
You don't need that. That's hard to control.
Exactly. We don't need people questioning things. Why did you do that? Who are you?
Just go to work, pay your taxes, and watch what we tell you on the television.
On the telly.
On the telly, mate. Yeah, on telly. On telly.
Have you been Americanizing your voice?
Keep them scared. Keep them in fear.
Yeah,
Terrifying.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I think now every flu they're gonna be like, oh, all right, we gotta lock it down. Like
It's the worst one ever. Yeah.
Think
You
about
gotta lock it down, and everybody's gotta get their shots. They gotta
Yeah,
get
And
it.
the thing is, like,
You're gonna kill grandma.
you don't want to be an asshole. Like, it is a nasty bug and it is killing people, but the flu kills thousands of people every year in every country on earth.
Yeah.
And for the most part, if you look at the people that are dying of coronavirus, it's the same people that would die of any flu. It's the people that are so old and fucked that they're being kept alive by the pharmaceutical system anyway. And people that have that are recovering from cancer or like serious illness, and they're so vulnerable in the first place.
Well, there was a thing
that doesn't make it right, but if you look at Italy, which is like having a horrendous time with it, to be fair, and it's savage with the hospitals and stuff, but for the most part, it's old, frail people.
They said
that dying of it.
Just under half the people in Italy that died from coronavirus had 3 other diseases at the same time. So it's you had cancer and then you got coronavirus. So what killed you?
Yeah, Corona did it.
Yeah,
well,
exactly. Well, they need numbers.
It's just like
the
HIV.
Spain had a high number.
Exactly.
And then Germany had a super, super low number. Is it because how they're reporting, or because they're healthier?
Yeah, but it's just like HIV.
Well, I think Germany and the UK and stuff, we have a better healthcare system. Our hospitals, we have more equipment, we have more nurses and doctors, and so I think we're better set up to deal with it in the first place. And Italy has one of the oldest populations in Europe.
Really?
And how do they all greet each other? By kissing each other.
Twice.
Way to spread a disease.
Yeah.
Fucking go kissing everyone all day, every day.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Like the Aussies and the Brits and the Americans, we're more like, all right.
Yeah.
You just nod your head and go, all right.
Yeah.
You don't even shake hands.
For sure.
Did you
And
see the video of people in Italy, they had a Chinese guy when this whole thing was going on. Here, I'll pull it up. And it was like kiss or hug a Chinese guy to show that you're not.
Well, yeah, that's what they were doing when they were getting off the planes or whatever. They were kissing and hugging.
To show that they weren't prejudiced.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't blame every Chinese person on earth.
No, but
no.
But why kiss them all?
Blaming every German for bloody the Holocaust. It doesn't.
I agree,
sense,
but if people are getting off of a plane from a place that has something going on.
Stupid.
This is just gay.
Is this
don't be an
what
idiot.
is this?
Yeah.
Obviously this guy doesn't have coronavirus, but it's what they were pushing is don't be terrified of or don't do anything to prepare for it.
Yeah. But I read that China they're going to ban all their dodgy meat markets and stuff, aren't they?
No, dude, China's such a big country.
All the eating of bats and stuff, and I think it's worth about 70 billion a year or something. But fair play to them, they're shutting it down. Apparently,
have you been to China?
It's a big country though to shut anything down, but I guess they're pretty hardcore.
Have you been to China? Dude.
Every time Aussie Steve rings me, because they're always doing stuff in China.
Yeah.
And as soon as he phones, I answer it and I just go, I am not going to China.
I went there twice and it's definitely different. That's the biggest culture shock out of any place that I've been. I would say Abu Dhabi and stuff like that, like Oman, and
it's pretty sweet.
It is
sweet. It's different, but it's definitely cool. Different. I like it.
China is different, and you're just ugh.
I know, say in airports, they don't have that spatial thing that we have, just that sort of form an orderly queue.
Yeah.
And it's you're queuing to go through passport control, and they're it's always a Chinese person that's just walking into the back of me and breathing on my neck, and I'm like, fuck off! Come on, we're in a fucking queue to go through passport. Pushing me is not going to move this along any quicker.
Yeah.
Stop it now. What are you doing? And then when they just spit on the floor, and you're like, come on, man!
No way.
Yeah, if that's how you are at home, cool. That's totally cool, but.
They have
when
signs,
you're outside of
they have signs everywhere in China that say no spitting. I walk around my house bollock naked and scratch my nuts and ass, but I don't go into my local supermarket bollock naked scratching my nuts and ass. I put clothes on and I scratch my ass when I get to my van. It's just
Like a
it's
real Western man.
Yeah,
like a bloody gentleman.
they have signs there. They have signs everywhere saying
Form an orderly queue, ladies.
a queue. That's a line, Nick.
He
I know
doesn't
what a
scratch his
queue- I
ass in
watched
public.
enough,
He's a keeper.
I watch enough, I don't know, Top Gear and whatever bullshit. Or
Yeah,
Food
the old
Tribe
Top
or whatever.
Gear or the new Top Gear.
The real Top Gear.
The original.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
or what they call
with
it,
Clarkson, May, and
World
Hammond.
Tour.
Oh no, that's the new one.
Well, when we were in Colombia and there was no English TV except for BBC, they had that on. So that's when I started watching it. Top Gear.
Okay. Like the old Top Gears were pretty good, especially like they do the specials, like they were really good, like the specials where they'd go on the adventures and stuff. They were cool.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's always good TV.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Fucking BBC though. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, they
That's
got
a
off
giant. That's a giant paedophile ring. The old Jimmy Savile cover up. That was pretty disgusting,
Here
wasn't
we
it?
go. We're going deep.
And that was covered right from the very top.
Yeah, I've
The
heard all
dirty
about
fucking scumbags that covered that up are still in their jobs, getting paid millions of pounds a year.
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that leads straight over to Epstein.
Yeah, and Prince Philip.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So what's up with the new prince or whatever he is and his wife that they sent to Canada or whatever?
So you've got William and Harry that are brothers.
Yeah.
And their mum died in a car crash. That was Princess Diana. That was an accident.
Totally.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, William and Harry. William's the first in line to the throne, so he's kind of the one with the pressure on him, really. He's the older brother.
He's the bald
So
one,
he
right?
married Kate Middleton. And then Harry is the younger brother that looks nothing like his father and looks a lot like the mother. And was it
Yeah,
Burrow
the
was his
bodyguard
surname?
or whatever. The bodyguard.
Yeah, that's it. I can't remember his name. Was it something Burrow? Yeah, identical. So yeah. But yeah, and then so he married Meghan Markle, didn't he? He was an
Yeah.
actress in one of your TV shows. What was it?
Yeah?
The Wire, was it, or something?
Nobody watches that shit.
Never
Well,
saw
people
it.
do watch it, I suppose.
Well, no, I can't remember what it's called, but I
You
think
may
they
be
just
right.
got so fucking hounded and harassed by the media, and she got so heavily criticized for like anything she did, and like I even saw that they put like the same newspapers, so it'd be something Kate Middleton did, and it would be like loving Kate, like dotes on her baby, and Meghan Markle would do exactly the same, and it would be like, you know, what's she playing at? What is she doing? And fucking Harry and William know what happened to their mother. Like, they fucking know. And I think Harry just turned around and went, fuck this shit. You fucking harassed and just hounded my mother. You ain't fucking doing it to my wife and kids. You can go get fucked. And then basically said, I'm out the royal family. I couldn't give a flying fuck. We're off to Canada.
Really?
And I thought, fair play.
Well, it's crazy because over here, it's like all over tabloids and stuff. It's like it's got
You
nothing
love
to
the
do with
royal
it.
family. You go harder on the royal family than we do.
I know it. It's like I don't give a shit at all, but it's. I think it's all
No.
Hollywood type. It's just gossip.
Well, that's we fought a wars, so we wouldn't have to listen. Now we're still paying attention.
That's it. We all teamed up together.
Now we got the down low on it.
We all teamed up together and handed our asses over to the Rothschild family.
Yeah.
Basically, we're all in it together because we're all getting fucking raped by them.
Yeah. How
Win or
about
lose, the Rothschilds get paid.
George Soros?
That is a fact.
How about George
Yeah.
Soros? Do you know about him?
Huh?
George Soros.
No.
You don't know who that
You
is?
know about George Soros?
No.
Do you know the Koch brothers from America? Clint, do you know
Yeah.
that George Soros and the one Koch brother who's still alive have teamed up.
Oh,
Nope,
God.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Soros is supposedly liberal. Koch's supposedly conservative. They've teamed up now, and they're going to end endless wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look up
the two
George
dudes that fund
Soros.
everything.
Yeah, exactly. Look up George Soros, the alleged, what he does, and now Jamie's gonna get off of this podcast and go on a spiral into a George Soros fucking.
It's gonna get dark.
No,
I'm gonna be like, fuck Emig, you gotta get me back on next Friday. We got new content.
George Soros is Jewish, and as a kid, he was brought to rat out other Jews. He worked with the Nazis. He was a kid, obviously, at the time.
Oh my god!
He'll round him up. He doesn't. You can find interviews of him saying, "Yeah, I did it."
Well,
Like,
do you know something interesting was when we did the Red Bull Dirt Diggers. I ended up riding Night of the Jumps in Hamburg like a week later. So I stayed with Aussie Steve and his wife, and we went into their local town, Rodental, or maybe it wasn't that town, it was another one. But we actually stood in the square and looked at the balcony where Hitler gave his very first speech. And that was the first town to sign up to Hitler's Nazi regime.
Wow.
But when you walk around Germany, there's little like brass plaques on the floor outside buildings. It's not like every single house, but it would be the name of the Jews that lived in that house that were then taken and killed.
Wow.
And walking around, I saw the name Rothschild a bunch of times. And I'm like, what?
It's Jewish.
And then Steve was like, oh yeah, like the Rothschilds in America, this was their relatives, and they didn't give a fuck. They rounded up their own relatives and gassed them. They didn't give a flying fuck.
Do you know what the main drag in Tel Aviv and Israel is?
Nope.
It's Rothschild Boulevard.
Is it?
Yeah, look it up. It's a real deal. They run it from that whole deal.
Well, you didn't look at what Soros does or read it. Like, he would bet against countries' economies, and like once they crashed, he would like buy everything and then fucking.
I've heard something about this. Now you're saying that.
Then he would own the country's economy after that or something.
Yeah, I have heard something about this.
That's him.
Wowzers.
So supposedly, we always hear that all these protests over here,
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, all that is funded by Soros. That's the alleged, report is that he funds all that and pays all the protesters and all that shit to create strife over here.
So here, this Quincy Institute going deep. This is Soros, and now who's supposedly liberal or left leaning has teamed up with the Koch brother, who's an oil dude from Texas, and they're gonna work together now. And they're gonna stop ending endless war.
How many billions did these?
I mean, I
and
have
they're working
to say,
with Pompeo, which means they're fucking.
Oh my god!
You guys do seem to be quite partial to a war.
Never stop them.
No, I mean, I did read this on the internet a while ago, and I can't remember the exact numbers, but haven't you been at war for like something like 300 of the last 350 years or something?
No. Our whole lives we've been in wars.
Yeah. Well, not that much because we haven't been around that much, but
yeah,
the people who run us have been.
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. Like when I say you, it's quite ridiculous to say you as in you two dudes sat chatting to me right now. Do you know what I mean?
No, obviously.
We get it. We're the face of America to you right now. And you're representing London.
You are responsible for everything that ever happened with America, and I am personally responsible for Brexit. Brexit was me.
Listen,
we have to fight him for our freedom again, a second time.
Yeah, sweet as. It's all right. I'll step in and save your ass.
Take it.
This is how England saving us. This is how we feel.
I know you don't mean that. You're just a stand-up comedian.
I flipped it on.
I wish I had my other line but we're on that one with the call. I'll figure out how to switch my other things over because the other one's like wah wah wah.
Yeah, that's better.
And but I'd have to turn you guys off.
That's better.
Hold on. Nope.
Serious.
That's like how all my freestyle runs end. I just look at the judges and that music comes up.
Right off.
They go, "What's your
like,
score?"
Sweet, I'm not through to the finals. I can get a beer early.
Yeah.
But you know what? On the flip side, though, of this coronavirus, I do think a lot of positives going to come from it.
Yeah, like what?
So,
Like, I think,
Everybody will have inserted chips.
not in that so much way. Like, not so much with the conspiracy view, but I think planet Earth needs a fucking rest.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, we are absolutely fucking raping the planet. It's disgusting. And I'm guilty. I drive around in trucks that are not economical. I ride motorbikes. I drive diggers. Like, I'm no angel when it comes to my carbon footprint. I'm getting on flights to go to shows. But I just think, like, we're fucking going hard on the planet, aren't we? And have you seen, like, the pictures in Italy already where all the rivers in Venice, the waters are crystal clear and all the fish are coming back, and like there's areas where dolphins are swimming that they haven't been seen, and the air in China is the cleanest it's been for years, and they've got clear blue skies and they can see for miles. And
is this state provided pictures?
You what? Sorry?
Is this state provided photographs where they're like,
this was
stay
all
in your
on
houses.
the BBC.
Look how clean it is. It's good.
Yeah, it was all on the BBC at 6 o'clock. So I completely believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's also
no, but I've seen like pictures of cities with like wild animals already roaming and stuff, and I'm like,
we got coyotes in Chicago. There was a fucking alligator in a pond this summer.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. I think nature needs a chance to just have a rest, and I even think for the human race, maybe being forced just to slow down for a bit, it might actually be really good. It might be a really good thing.
Yeah, I think it's good to kill sports and shit for a little bit, and people realize, like, that's not everything.
Yeah, like just borrowing money so you have a car as nice as your neighbors and your friends, and
the keeping
like
up.
Eating at this restaurant because you know you can afford it, and so it impresses these people. It's fucking bullshit, and it's like, yeah, maybe this is a good thing because.
It will be a good thing because it has to be eventually.
Yeah, exactly. I think the human race has been going a bit too hard.
Well, now they're just home banging. Now they're just home banging, so this is not going to help.
Well, yeah, all the oldies are dying off. There's going to be a heap of newborns, isn't there?
Yeah.
But I was thinking as well, like, yeah, you're going to have all these couples at home banging and having kids in 9 months, a year's time. But what about these couples that just kind of, they exist together in that kind of comfort zone, and it's like a functioning house where they have the 2 children and they go to work, and you know it's kind of all good, but stick them all together for 3 months solid and it's just fucked. There's going to be as many divorces as there are going to be children born, I reckon.
That's the second time I've heard that.
See, I think that right now is the best time to be in a so-so relationship because at least you're getting ass.
Well, yeah, you just got a casual bang.
Yeah, otherwise you'd be quarantined with your bro.
Yeah, dude, I'm in quarantine.
I said that to Christy last night. I was like, it's awesome to be quarantined with like my chick.
Yeah.
Because it's like I got I got food, my kids are here. I don't have to fucking stress. I don't have to log into Pornhub's free fucking unlimited access.
I haven't checked that out yet. Is that the real deal? You can get Pornhub Premium for free.
I heard it went worldwide now. That's how they keep us weak. Unlimited porn. It's like
that's how you control the masses.
2020.
Well, no, that's how you control the male masses.
Do you think that the Rothschild bought into Pornhub? and then created
Probably.
this virus just to
dude.
push Pornhub.
There'll be subliminal messages in every dirty video you watch.
It's gonna mist you with fluoride while you're watching it.
Oh, you know it.
Why aren't they doing vaccination porn now? They should be like, I've got
Well,
the
that's-
virus.
they'll do that in a
thing,
couple
isn't it?
months.
They think they've got a vaccination, and I'm like, that is too fucking convenient. You
Yeah.
can fuck right off. I'll take my chances with the flu, thank you.
That's
There
what
we
we
go.
think, that they got a chip in that.
Jamie gets it.
I think they're gonna have a chip in that vaccination, and they're gonna get everybody to go in and get their shot, which includes their chip, so they know where they are.
Yeah. Oh, it's not long before when you're born, a chip goes in the back of your neck. Hey.
I don't know.
There's gonna be people getting
Does it
shot. That's what'll happen. They'll get.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
That's
That's more so for you guys.
Yeah, we were talking to Summerfield about this. We're like, we got all the guns. We're not fucking.
You do. You guys love a gun.
Yeah.
We will ship you guys guns if need
Have
be.
you ever shot a gun, Jamie? That's why you don't love them.
I'm not a real man. I'm not entitled to Pornhub Premium.
You have to show them your gun.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just get to look at all the scrappy birds.
He's just on Instagram.
You
creeping
get
on
to
chicks.
look at the user
Yeah.
submitted porn.
What a fucking wounder. If I'd fired an AK-47, I'd be on Pornhub Premium right now.
That's right, but you just have to
And my
watch.
dick would be about 3 inches bigger.
You can have Pornhub Premium, but you only get user submitted.
Oh, just all the sketchy iPhone porn.
Exactly. With chicks, you're
That's
like,
pretty funny though. Like that stuff's quite funny. It's just like some super drunk chick coming back from a nightclub, and you're like, these are very, very regrettable decisions
Yeah.
that you're making right now.
yeah, because now this guy filmed it and put it on Pornhub.
Yeah, fucking iPhones are deadly.
Yeah.
Like they're scary things. iPhones are scary in my opinion.
Do you have an
Yeah, that's
Android?
why they're so scary that every kid should have a fucking iPhone, right? To keep them busy during the fucking quarantine.
Yeah, and it's just
Everybody's got their
like,
kids.
don't get me wrong. I think like what we're doing right now, it's incredible. Like, there's two guys on opposite sides, in two completely different parts of America. I'm sat here in England. We've never met each other, and we just sat having a fucking chat
Yeah.
and a laugh.
And we called out the Rothschilds all in one.
Yeah, and
one
that's
sitting.
really fucking cool. But and even like social media is cool if you can keep it under control. But I think social media is pretty bad for a lot of people's mental states.
Oh, for sure.
And I'd say, like, for me personally, I just follow a bunch of sick motocross, like freestyle motocrossers, BMXers, and mountain bike guys, and a couple smoking hot models, and a load of Pomeranians and diggers. Like that's me done. Like, and Instagram, it doesn't upset me. I don't put my phone down and feel pissed off or like I'm missing out or, someone's
Yeah.
got more than me. But I think for chicks,
Dude,
Instagram's
how
a
many chicks-
fucking nightmare.
how
I
many
think it's a
chicks
fucking
every
nightmare.
picture is a picture of themselves. That can't be healthy.
With all these fucking crazy filters, they don't even look like themselves. But then they just follow all these people that are like in limousines and hotels and by swimming pools and on these beaches and eating these fancy foods and wearing these £2,000 shoes. And it's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, this isn't reality. This is not reality. And if you want blokes to kind of live up to this, well, none of us have got a fucking hope in hell.
Yeah. And then you're how far down the road are they all of a sudden looking for something and nothing's there?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the same
it's-
with dudes. Guys are chasing it too.
I think guys are like, and I think like, sort of like myself and my friends, I don't see it because we're just like normal dudes that like drinking beer and riding bikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, a lot of these, you guys that are like fully in the gym and getting their hair cut every week and
Yeah.
spending
The amount of-
shitloads of money on t-shirts that are 3 sizes too small.
the amount of effort that goes into that.
It's fucked. It's fucked. Like, and
Right.
yeah, and fucking iPhones, like, you can have a conversation about something and it's being advertised to you on Facebook within the week.
For sure, dude. That's so creepy how it happens too.
And
Like,
I used to talk to Steve about this, and he was like, no, it's cookies, you Google shit, and then it comes up, and I'm like, yeah, I understand that. I understand how that works. That's the internet. That's fine. And then one day, we were leaving my woods and driving into my local town, Exeter, and there's like an auction yard right by where I live.
Yep.
And I'm driving by slowly because I always like to have a look in and perv on what diggers are in there for sale and stuff. And I'm like, oh, fucking get on. Look, they've got loads of tower lights in there. And he's going, what the fuck do you want tower lights for? And I'm like, well, because in winter, it's always fucking windy all day, but the wind always drops when it gets dark. Like, I don't know if it's like that over there, but when the sun sets, the wind drops, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
So I'm like, 5 o'clock, it's dark, the wind's dropped, I can fire up my tower lights and I can practice for an hour. And he's like just laughing, going, you're too fucking keen. Come on, you're too fucking keen. And I'm like, mate, tower lights are the one, I'm telling you. And then that week, I'm scrolling Facebook and it starts offering me tower lights for sale. And I had not been on eBay or Google or any such.
Listening.
Yeah.
100%.
It fucking is.
They don't even deny it, though. If you go into the user agreements, it tells you that.
I struggled to convince people of that. Like, I was crazy. And now you can say that. And more often than not, people have just shrugged their shoulders and go, yeah. But.
Yeah, look how quick people got numb to it.
Yeah, and it's just so accepted. You know, a couple of years ago, I was a madman, and now that's normal.
Yeah, there was like that 1 month period where people were like, shit, you were right. And then the month after, they were like, you're right, big deal.
Yeah, let's get Alexa in the house and just fucking talk to it all day. Oh, my God. But, I don't know, like, it's pretty fucking crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, but I guess
because they were saying as well, like, even if you switch your phone off, if they wish to tap into it, there's still a way of like activating battery life, so the microphone will still pick up what you're saying.
Well, that's what's funny is everybody, like 10 years ago, if you said that, you were a crazy person. And then Snowden came out and he confirmed it. And then everybody's like, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, what are you worried about? It's like, well, that's not the point.
Yeah.
You denied it earlier.
It's disgusting the state he's in, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's fucking appalling. They're literally
helping us all. We should all be like, what do you guys demand that they let him out for trying to let us all know what's going on, you know?
Because so far he hasn't told Russia one single lie, has he?
No. What about Julian Assange? He's what, Belshar or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Where is he now?
It's with you guys.
Is he in the UK?
Last I heard, yeah.
I mean, those guys are getting a fucking rough deal.
They're trying to say that they need to let him out so he doesn't get coronavirus because he's already got, whatever. But it's him, the Belshar. They were projecting shit on the jail, saying freedom and all that.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
Yeah.